What's up guys, it's me Lego Paradise here, and today I'm going to show you how to build this working Lego Scalextric track. As you can see, this minifigure scale slot car system not only looks like a real life Scalextric set, but it also functions like one as well. By simply turning the handle, the two miniature cars are able to drive around and race against each other on the small Scalextric track. Some of the other features this includes are two controllers, one for each of the drivers, a small lap timer board, as well as some clips to store each of the controllers when not in use. And it's also got space for both of the minifigures to stand as they race against each other. So let's take a look at how to build it. We'll build the Scalextric track in two parts. Here are all the pieces you're going to need to build the first half, the mechanism of the track. And these are 20 of these Lego track pieces, just so you don't have to count them. So once you have your parts, we can start with this 4x4 round plate. And just underneath of this, we're going to want to build it up with a 2x2 plate. Then on top of this, we can attach a 2x2 with the Technic hole over there. And on the other side, a 1x2 brick. Then a 1x2 plate on top of that. And we can put this down for now, because next we'll take a 1x3 Technic axle and one of the large gears, and that can be slid through this Technic hole right there. So don't worry if it's a bit loose at the moment. All you're going to want to do is just slide this gear on the bottom upwards a little bit, and as long as it spins around, you can raise it up a little bit more as well. And that should spin around nice and loosely. So then on top of this, we can attach our 2x6 round plates. These can be clipped together with a 2x2 tile and some corner 1x1 tile pieces. And this basically acts as the center island of the Scalextric track. So in between the two sides of the entire racetrack. So with this whole structure assembled, that can simply be clipped over on this 1x2 brick, just so this end matches up with the curve of the 4x4 round plate. And that's very important for the actual conveyor belt. So I'll show you what I mean. To attach this conveyor belt, all you have to do is wrap it around this gear, and then you'll notice that the conveyor belt, the part that sticks in, goes in between these two plates, while the rest of it wraps neatly around the outside. This is very important for the spacing. This way it should spin nice and freely, even though it's only supported on one single gear. So the other side just simply wraps around the two round plates. So then next we'll build the base at the bottom. So you can take two 1x8 Technic bricks and slide this Technic axle through here. Then on this side, place a bevel gear, one of the thicker bevel gears. And other side, place a 1x2 Technic brick and another bevel gear. This will all be secured later on, so it won't wobble about, but that's the basic setup you're going to need. Then we can plug both of these pieces together. So that just goes in the middle, and both of the gears should fit together nicely. So just make sure you got the spacing right, and then you should be able to turn the conveyor belt with the handle on this side. So we're almost done with the main mechanism. All that's left to do is to build the cars. So first, just take both of your 1x3 plates and your minifigure neck bracket pieces and clip them right on top. Just like that. That will act as the holder for each of the cars. Then to build up your miniature Lego Scalextric cars, just take two of these 1x2 jumper plates with the studs in the middle, attach some roller skate blades wheels underneath, and they have a tiny Lego Scalextric car. That's a very cute little design. That works perfectly for our Lego Scalextric track. And I've built each of these cars in a different colour, so it's a little bit easier to see. So then you can clip the cars on top of the holders, and this can all be clipped onto the track. So a good place to attach them is near the gear, because when you press down on these 1x3 plates, they won't go inwards or anything. So then you can just bring that round to the other side, just like that, and attach the other car directly opposite. So just make sure that's nice and secure as far in as that piece can be clipped in, and just test it once more, and the mechanism should work. So now, with the main Scalextric track mechanism complete, let's find out how to build the second part of your working Lego Scalextric track. Here are the rest of the pieces you're going to need to build the second half of your track. And in case you don't have any of these rarer pieces, such as these printed tiles, or the round, curved tile pieces, I'll leave links in the description to which sets you can find those pieces in, if you don't already have them. But we'll start off by building the sides to our Scalextric track base, because that's what this part is meant to be, a sort of table or a base for the entire structure. Of course, you can build this slightly differently, and you can even build your working Scalextric set into a floor if you're building this inside a Lego house, or if not, you can just use this same design as a small display table for this entire layout. So at the moment, I'm just building up the corners of this display base. They're nice and simple, just 2 bricks and the smooth tile on top. Then we're also going to need to build up a bit at the back using 2 1x2 bricks and a 1x2 tile. And that can also go aside for the moment. So now let's build the actual base and the bottom of this entire structure. So for this, you're going to want to take 2 1x6 plates and just attach each of them like this to the bottom of these corner brick pieces. Then with a third 1x6, this can go on the corner underneath this brick and on the corner on the other one. So just like that. So we're starting to build up the shape of the base. Then on this side, use a 1x2, leave a gap there for now, and then just around the front, you can hold a 4x6 plate. I've used this smooth one, although it can be whatever plate you want, and then just attach that like that, so it's got 2 studs gap in the front. And that should be identical on both sides for now. Then we can fill in this space in the front with a 2x6 plate to act as a platform for the minifigures to stand on, and then you can add some 2x2 jumper plates so that the minifigures can stand equally distanced apart from each other. So then this is where we can start to put everything together that we've built so far. And this is where you're going to want to bring in your mechanism you built earlier. So this just goes in the gap in between here. Make sure each of the Technic bricks are aligned so they clip down nicely, just like that. And they should all fit inside this display base. Then in this corner here, just take a 1x2 and we can clip that down with another 1x2 brick over here. And then we can add in each of the 4 corners. So since we built these earlier, it's nice and simple. You just clip them in and they should follow the shape of the Scalextric track above it almost perfectly, since it is a nice oval shaped track. Maybe like one of the starter Scalextric sets that you can buy. That piece goes in the gap in the back. So then over on this side, just fill in this gap with another 1x2 brick. Make sure that's clipped down. And also make sure that all of these gaps around the edges in between each of the corners are nice and smooth, so none of the cars catch on them when they drive around. So there you go, it's working nice and smoothly at the moment. Then for some detail around the front, I've used these 2 clips. That will be where we can store the Scalextric controllers when they're not in use. And for the controllers, I've just used this simple bar piece with the round stud attachment and a 1x1 cheese wedge. So I think that's a nice, simple but effective minifigure scale controller design, just in the classic Scalextric controller colours. So like you can see, when the controller's not in use, you can just clip them in their holders. For the lap timer, I've used this cool printed piece from one of the Back to the Future sets, and I'll leave a link to where you can get that. Of course, you can use your own custom design if you would like. So now your working Lego Scalextric track is complete, and now your minifigures can have some fun and race against each other. So I hope you enjoyed building your working Lego Scalextric track, and if you did, leave a like, let me know what you thought in the comments, or if you have any suggestions for other working Lego creations you'd like to see me build. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and enable all notifications so you always know when my newest videos are available. I'll see you guys next time, and thanks for watching.